Good morning. This is Jim Whitehead of All Power Group in Phoenix Animal. I want to thank you for being here this morning. I know it's Monday and we're happy to be starting a whole new week. Actually, believe it or not, I enjoy doing this so much that it's like I don't look at like, oh, it's Monday. What do we have to do? Today, we're going to talk about Biscuit, the Yorkshire Terrier, saves Peanut, the little Chihuahua. By the way, I have a friend over where we used to live, and I've mentioned this before, and they have, and this is a full-time job, they have basically 12 Chihuahuas. It's pretty amazing. I don't know how they do it. And they make sure every birthday and holiday they either have clothes or they have other things that hold on one sec, I gotta fix a light. Nope, it's fixed. As we love this live stuff, sometimes it kind of gets a little carried away and does its own thing. Anyway, both Biscuit and Peanut lived in a beautiful little town. Boy, I'll tell you. I mean, I'm in Florida and we love Florida, but Florida is relatively flat. There aren't many places that are high and where you'd say, wow, that is such great scenery. So anyway, this is their little town. And that is Biscuit, the Yorkshire Terrier. And he is ready for whatever he needs to do. Anyway, and this is, I said, the tale of Biscuit, Biscuit and Peanut, a small dog or small dogs with big hearts. Now, all dogs have big hearts, whether it's literally or figuratively speaking, so you can't mess it up. But in a little quiet neighborhood, and you saw the neighborhood, nestled between rolling green hills, lived two small dogs who had never met. You're seeing Biscuit and Peanut. And boy, I tell you, just you love them just by looking at them. But Peanut is gonna get into some trouble, and it's like with any of us, if something happens and somebody comes to help us, they're now our friends, right? So here we go. Biscuit was a tiny, scrappy Yorkshire Terrier with a fearless heart. Now, being from New England, Rhode Island, I have trouble saying words like heart or heart because in New England, we don't put R's in things that we should. So, in other words, when I say, the fearless heart, are you saying heart, like a heart, a pumping heart? Or are you just saying the hot, H-O-T? I admit, it's hard. So I guess I should be sending out how to interpret what I say. So you know that it's not an issue with hot, it's an issue with heart. And boy, do we have to work on, even though I've been here since 1978 in Florida, we still have that New England accent. Park my car in Harvard Yard. So anyway, there we go. Okay. While Peanut is, we're talking about Biscuit was, brave and what have you, even though they're probably about the same size. But Peanut was a timid Chihuahua with big, soulful eyes. And there you go. You see Peanut. They lived a few streets away from each other, and they didn't know each other. Though their lives were different, fate had a plan to bring them together. Good morning. Hey, I always interrupt when we have some visitors. And I want to thank Wish Your GT Cool. That is really cool. Keep posting on YouTube soon. Anyway, you'll get many people to join and watch. Well, from your mouth to their ears, thank you very much. W1 GT. It's very interesting where they get these names. But it sure, and it's always like you want to ask anybody, where did your name come from? But I want to welcome you and thank you for the like, and I appreciate it. No, actually, you said you didn't like it, but anyway, thank you. I appreciate the comments. Okay, on one sunny afternoon, Biscuit was out in the garden chasing a butterfly. His owner had left the gate open just a crack, and Biscuit's curiosity got the better of him. He wiggled through the gap and found himself wandering down the quiet road. His tiny paws pattered on pavement as he sniffed every interesting scent along the way. By the way, I as you probably know, I have Jamie. She is, in fact, it's her birthday today, so let's all wish my wonderful, perfect Jamie a very, very happy birthday. And believe it or not, my wonderful wife, 24, I call her 24, I had just gotten a text from our veterinarian's office that happy birthday for Jamie, and I went, oh, I didn't remember. I mean, I knew kind of when it was. No excuse. I said, today is Jamie's birthday. So she went into another room and she brought out gifts for Jamie to open up. And Jamie knows they're gifts for her. And it's just, it makes you feel great. And I really, really want to thank 24 for doing this. And shame on me. I'm an animal guy, love animals. And it's a birthday issue. Come on. Especially when she is now 11 years old and we count the days, we feel bad. Okay, so anyway, Biscuit is having fun. And as you can see, poor Peanut got stuck in a hole. And, little animals don't need big holes. So there is poor Peanut, kind of like stuck in a hole. Sushi Sisters, welcome. I have a dog, yes. What's your dog's name? If you can tell me, I won't tell anybody. Anyway. Sushi Sisters. Boy, these names are great. I guess I'm not very creative because I'm Jim. Anyway, you need to tell me what type of dog you have, Sushi Sisters. Okay, so there is Peanut stuck in a hole. But luckily, and this probably wouldn't have happened, Biscuit got out. So if Biscuit could not have gotten out of the yard, we don't know what would have happened to Peanut. You have Paul's, Pawls. That's a good name. Do you know what type of dog you have there, Sushi Sisters? Anyway, so there is poor Peanut. Okay, poorly, I meant. I'm not sure what he's exactly saying, but thank you for the comments. It's appreciated. Anyway, there is Peanut in the ditch, and he doesn't know what's going to happen now. So, all right. The good news, Biscuit sees Peanut and says, "I'm brave, and I get out. My owner doesn't know, but I'm going to do something good so that everybody feels I've done a good job, even though I wasn't supposed to get out." So I know this is short today, but bottom line, we always have a good ending where Biscuit saves Peanut, and we live happily ever after. One other point, by the way, and this is my first opportunity of where I have done and put together a podcast. Now, technically, this is what we call vertical live, because it's in a vertical 9:16 format, and I mainly do it live, even though you could very well have problems live. It's great, and I really enjoy it and look forward to it. But what I did today is I did a podcast, which goes into, and my podcast will be hopefully educational, things related to animals. And today's topic is related to cloning your animals. Now, I know that cloning is a little I shouldn't say little, it's controversial. And yes, some would say, well, they're not cloning humans, and maybe that's good. But I think most of us would say, since our animals don't live anywhere near the length of time you'd want them to, or being in the same ballpark time-wise as we have, because I'm 75 and Jamie's 11. And we're worried about, is she going to live to 12? We don't know. And, it all gets into hopefully being, in good health and live as long as possible. Sushi Sisters, you subscribed. That's wonderful. I mean, I couldn't ask for any more. And I'm not good at asking people to do that type of stuff. But I really, really appreciate it. Anyways, just to finish up here, as Biscuit explored a faint yelp that reached his ears, he froze, his head tilted to the side. The sound came from a desperate cry for help. Biscuit's sharp instincts kicked in, and he darted toward the noise, his little legs moving as fast as they could. He rounded a corner and found Peanut trapped in the shallow ditch. The little Chihuahua had chased a squirrel into the ditch, unable to climb out. Though it wasn't deep, the walls were steep for a dog so small. Small, but big in stature and big in heart. And Peanut's legs trembled with fear. Biscuit approached cautiously, barking softly to announce his presence. Peanut looked up, his big eyes brimming with relief. Biscuit wasted no time. He scampered down into the ditch, as you see, his brave heart undeterred by the challenge. Biscuit nudged Peanut, gently encouraging him to climb on his back. Though Biscuit was small, his determination made him feel 10 times his size. Peanut hesitated, but eventually climbed onto Biscuit's sturdy little back and up the slope, his claws gripping the soft dirt. It was a struggle, but Biscuit didn't give up. Finally, with one push, Biscuit hauled himself and Peanut out of the ditch. They collapsed into the grass, panting but safe. Peanut nuzzled Biscuit gratefully, his tail wagging for the first time since the ordeal began. And you know, as much as I make up these stories and use, AI for the story and for the, the images, this is the way it can be. So it's great. So anyway, just then a voice called out, "Peanut, there you are." Peanut's owner came running, scooping the little chihuahua into her arms. Biscuit's owner wasn't far behind, having followed his trail. The two humans exchanged stories, marveling at Biscuit's bravery. And here's what's the neat part. And this is where, we all want friends. From that day on, Biscuit and Peanut became inseparable friends. Their adventure was the start of a bond that proved even the smallest dogs could have the biggest hearts. And I don't, when I put these together, if I see something that I say, oh, dogs don't have big hearts. Yeah, they have big hearts. I don't mean in the sense of literally, but they care. And we see it all the time on YouTube where animals are helping animals. And they don't have to. So, anyway, together they explored the neighborhood, watched over each other, and became heroes in the eyes of everyone who knew them. And every time they walked past the ditch, they'd wag their tails as to say, "We did it together." Boy, if that isn't a good moral of the story. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank Sushi Sisters and W1 Sure GT. It's always good to have you here and commenting and giving me some comments or likes or dislikes. So, you be well, take care, and thank you very, very, very much. I really appreciate it. And, we all say, hey, like and subscribe. People say don't say it, but it's always where you add to that, thank you for your support. It's always appreciated. So be well, have a wonderful rest of Monday, and stay safe.